What's up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. You're watching Shoe DIY, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to bar lace your Jordan 4's. So before starting the tutorial, I laced up the left shoe so you can see just how smart that bar lace can look on your Jordan 4's. So I'm going to leave that over there so you can see what we're aiming towards, and we're going to be lacing the right shoe. Now before we start, I'd recommend that you take some thick socks, I've got a couple here, and just bulk out your shoe with your socks as if like you've got a foot inside there, because it will help you to get those laces that are going to suit your foot when you come to wear the shoe. And there's more chance as well that if you bulk it out now, you won't need to adjust those laces when you come to put your foot inside. So we're going to start by taking the lace down through that first hole, and just to show you as well that it's the holes that run closest to the edge of the leather here that I'm going to be using for the tutorial. So we're going to take that lace down through that first hole on the outside of the shoe. Just bring your lace a little way up into the shoe, and then when you take your lace across the front, if you just pull it between your finger and thumb, it will just help to get rid of any of those twists. Then the end of the lace is going to come down through that opposite first hole, and again just draw your lace up into the shoe a little bit, and then to get the laces the same length on both sides, put your ends together and pull up. Just like that. So I'm just going to check the tension on that first bar. It's a little bit loose, so I'm just going to pull it in on both sides a little bit to match this one over here. And then we're going to take the outside lace, we're going to miss a hole and come up through that third hole there in the wing. So take it through the leather and then out through the wing. And I would recommend as well, as much as possible, that even what goes behind here, you try and keep it as smooth as possible. It does mean then that when you bring your lace out, a little bit of a twist will then give you a nice flat lace. Then the end of the lace is going to come across and down through the opposite third hole, making sure that you've got the tension the same as the one on the front. Then the second lace is going to come out through that second hole, and bring it across to the opposite second hole. And all the while you can see I'm just flattening out my laces just to make it easier, so I don't need to deal with too many twists that might come up in the lace. And then it's a good time now to stop and just check the tension on your laces, that you're happy with it, pull in anything that you think might need to be adjusted. And just a quick tip as well, if you bring out your shoe, it'll stretch out your laces to be the same width as each other. So then take that outside lace, miss out the fourth hole and come up the fifth. And then across to the opposite fifth hole. Then the lace on the inside comes up the fourth hole. You might need to give it a little bit of a twist to make sure it comes out flat. And then across to the opposite fourth hole. And I can see this has got a little bit baggy, so I'm going to pull that one in. So it is worth adjusting them as you work your way up the shoe. And then that outside lace, we're going to miss out the next hole and come up through the seventh hole. And then across to its opposite hole. And that's the last hole before you get to the collar. And that inside lace comes up through the hole that we've missed out. And across to its opposite hole. So I haven't gone up to the collar like I have on this one over here. And that's because I was going to show you some different ways that you can finish off. Now with the Jordan 4s, you do get rather a lot of lace. So with this one over here, I have finished with the lace tucked inside the shoe, so I'll come to that one in a minute. So for this one, what you could do is take the lace now out through that top first hole, all the way through the wing, like that. You bring it all the way through. And the same on the other side. Like that. And then you've got your lace. I'm just going to make sure they've come out and they're not twisted. So then you've got enough lace there, more than enough to make yourself a bow. So I'm just going to make a quick bow to show you what that would look like. Now you do get rather a lot of lace. So if I bring that through, you'd have quite a long lace there on that one, which might be your preference, that might be your style. You do get to see the logo quite nice and clearly as well if you finish off your shoe like that. Another way of doing it, so if I undo the bow, take it out through here, so pull it back to where it was. What you could do is go up like I've done here, so I'll show you what that would look like. I mean, the other thing is as well, you could do your bow from there. You could even do a factory knot, so if you bring your laces together and then align them all the way down, wrap it around your finger like that to make a loop. Then we're going to bring that through here to make another loop. So you do need to make sure that your laces are sitting on top of each other. Take it through there, bring your loop through, and then slide it backwards and forwards until it tightens up. Like that. That is a long factory knot. So you could finish it with a factory knot. You could even take that behind the tongue, make it a little bit looser and take it behind the tongue to finish off. I think that's a little bit too long for me, so I'm just going to undo that and we're going to go up to this bit here. So I'm going to take it through that first hole, all the way through the wing, like that, and then I'm going to bring it across and down through that first hole on the opposite wing. So you could bring it through like that. You could finish it like that, so you can see enough of your logo there. You would find that you've got two of your laces on the one side, which you could tie together. So I'll just show you here. You could put a little knot in there, like that, just a gentle knot to secure them, and then take that behind the tongue, and you'd wear those laces underneath, like that. So that's another way that you could finish it off, which is a perfect match to that one. Or I'll bring these back out. What you could do instead is we brought this one across, so I'm just going to leave that lace, and the one that's just run up from the side, I'm then going to go to the second hole. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and flat and run it up through the second hole. I'm just going to make sure that lace goes underneath there instead. And then flatten that out. And I'm going to bring it across to make another bar on the collar. Just take it down the second hole on the collar. And then you have got your laces on the opposite sides to each other. So you could leave it like that. You can still see your logo. And you could take it higher up on the collar. And then these could go behind the tongue. You could either factory knot them or knot them together or bow them together so they can sit behind your tongue, or you can bring them out and you've got quite a bit less lace here than you had before, so you could take a bow with these. And wear it like that. So the bow does make a lot more sense now if you've gone higher up the shoe, because you've got a lot less lace to use for that bow. So that's another way that you can finish them off. Or if you just like that uninterrupted look, with the laces coming up, then you could take those behind here, tie them with a factory knot, which I will do very, very loosely. So I'm going to come away from the shoe just a bit more than I did before. Put your loop up through there. So you've got a factory knot which has got enough leeway here. I'm just going to make sure that's tight. And then that goes behind your tongue. So I'm just going to push that behind there. And you would wear your shoes like that. And then that factory knot I can show you there. You'd wear that and it'd push into your tongue like that, and you'd wear it on top of your foot. So there's plenty of ways that you can finish off your bar lacing style. And now I'm going to show you what they look like on feet with this style over here. So there you have your bar lace Jordan 4. I hope that was helpful. If it was, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and for future videos, subscribe. Until the next time, thanks for watching.